deals, negotiate permits, all that stuff.
Nice.
And he does the creative stuff. And I do some of the creative, like I do some writing and stuff too. But yeah,
that's brilliant. It's a little contribution, like from this corner of the world that I live in here.
Yeah.
But it's been so rich for me to hear the response from so many others of what kind of value they're finding. When I first started, it was an interesting way that it started. It started on a couple of fronts. One, my close friends have been like really pushing for a while, saying, Biniam, you need to get your perspectives online somehow. They could really benefit others. And then I think the thing that pushed me over the point of decision was hearing from so many of my rides that I was on Uber, with them saying, this has been, thank you by the way, they're saying things like, this has been the most impacting or the best experience I've ever had, and they were just like so adamant about it. And so I've only been driving for 1.5 years. Now I understand I have a lot I'm bringing too from my past experiences, of course, but I was just thinking, I would really like, if this is something so impacting for so many of my riders, what would it look like for me maybe to start not telling how, but just modeling to other drivers potentially. Here's what I'm doing. Here's why I love what I do and why I'm finding it so like amazing. And so along those lines, that's my initial, threshold in starting to post videos, but it's just expanded so exponentially to many who aren't even, actually, most of my viewers aren't even drivers. They're familiar with the app and they've had their own experiences, and many also don't have access to Uber wherever they're living around the world. But the very heart of it is, I think the part that they're resonating with is, how can I do what you're doing to be able to have these experiences that are worthwhile, these conversations that are unexpected but still good, and so that's been really, really encouraging for me to see too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
How did you and your friend embark on your creation and your contribution together?
So him and I have been friends for a long time. Like we met in college, and just through, we were doing kind of music at the time at first, and then after, we still were friends, and he went and finished his school, and I finished my school, and then the crazy thing is the iPhone came out. The iPhone was invented, and he started shooting photos just on his iPhone, just messing around. And he turns out he's really good at it. He then started taking photography classes and all this kind of stuff, and like graduated to like real cameras, and like started shooting work. And then he's like, okay, well, let's try to see if we can do something a little more. So we started reaching out to companies, and like his Instagram. So Instagram's kind of weird because he had a really poppin' Instagram for a while, and then it got hacked by accident, and like Instagram like disabled it. So he's in the process of getting it back. He has a new one now. I'll give you the link to that. And so people started hitting him up based off his work on his first Instagram, and that led to some corporate gigs and stuff too. And then from there we just kind of expanded into like doing like short films and like commercials and that kind of stuff. And,
that's brilliant. It's these kind of friendships that I find it's the university years, or like the 18 to like 25 year range, where a lot of our long standing friendships are cemented, right? It's like,
I agree. It's so weird because like we met completely by fluke. Like it wasn't even just by fluke we met. And he's like probably my closest friend. Like I've known him over a decade and a half now. Like we go back so far, right?
That's brilliant. I think it's because there's a lot that we experience together in our evolution of, I don't know, growing up into Uber sends us these little prompts if we stay in one place for a long time, saying, hey, is everything okay? Just checking in. We're okay. So I think it's that season of life that we experience together, where it's like learning how to be responsible with our time and freedom and responsibility. All like, there's ways that we are learning our way through that. My sister just graduated, my baby sister, a year ago, and so she just moved over from BC, where we grew up, to live with me here, and so it's a lot of fun watching her in this new season, right? I remember what it was like for me, when I was there. It's like, okay, this is going to be a brand new experience, and you're going to have messes along the way, you're going to have lessons along the way, but this is like that impacting time when so many things just cement in a beautiful including friendships.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys both live here too, right?
Yeah, like so I moved here from Saskatoon to go to university. And I just ended up staying out here because there was jobs and opportunities. I met my wife and all that kind of stuff, right? And like he's from here and we met in university.
In Saskatchewan.
No, here.
Here, got it.
So I went to, like we met, well, so originally how we met was there used to be this clothing store on 17th Avenue called Bricks.
Okay.
And they sold like hip-hop clothing and stuff. And like we were both into the scene and he used to work there. And I went there one time and I was trying to get plugged into the scene because I wasn't from there. And the guy was like, oh, you should talk to this guy. And it was him. And then we just ended up clicking and it just became friends. And then that was just weird like that. So
unexpected. That's awesome. I just moved back from Saskatchewan. I was out there the last 7 years.
Okay, whereabouts?
Prince Albert, just north of Saskatoon. Yeah. And so I enjoyed my time out there, but I missed Calgary. I don't know. Calgary's a really beautiful setting here, I think.
Are you like from here? Like,
no, I was born in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
We moved to Canada when I was 8, and I grew up in BC for the most part, in the interior, in Kamloops. And then I moved out here for my grad studies some 13 years ago, 14 years ago now. Yeah. And since then, I've liked Calgary. When I went out to Saskatchewan, I was open to, staying out there, but
Sorry to interrupt. If you turn right, you can turn right into the dealer parking lot.
Oh, awesome.
There's a bus stop right there, and then they pull up the,
right.
the EVs, so.
Yeah, they're very careful about their space, aren't they?
Yeah, right into here.
Awesome. I am very thrilled to have had this time with you, Keiran.
Me too, buddy. I'm going to show you my friend's Instagram. I'll give you the thing, and then
I'll write it down here.
Hit us up or whatever.
How do I spell it?
I just gotta check because he just changed. Like I said, he changed the tag because of that. Okay, so it's ASIM. Dot overstand. So OVERSTANDS. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. So that's his work. That's some of his work, and then he has his website too with like some of the stuff we've done. So I have an Instagram too, but I don't really post as much on it. Like, it's only his stuff. But if you get a hold of him and they'd be like, hey, I met Keiran on an Uber ride, I'll know who you're talking about.
Awesome. Like, Keiran who? Brilliant.
Okay, man. Well, it was very nice to meet you, man. This is by far the most interesting Uber ride I think I've ever had.
I enjoyed our time too, man. Hope to see you again.
Well, so when this video, like, how often do you upload them and stuff?
Like on a daily basis. So I usually post on Instagram and TikTok. Okay. And then my YouTube also has the videos as well. LinkedIn, I'm getting more familiar with that one there still, but those are the primary ones. And then so that's kind of where you'll find a lot of stuff I do.
All right, I'll check it out, man.
Awesome.
Have a good day.
See you, Keiran.